his projectile speed, it's so damn slow. It's not fun to watch sometimes, but we'll see
the
how
way
it goes.
Zeus wins lanes is just constantly spamming out his nukes against the enemy mid laner.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
So again, root control, important, or at least bottle, crowing, something like that. But just get his mana back up. We'll have to see how it goes. As Power Rangers versus M5, two teams that are really they are struggling. They're having a hard time. They're down on their luck. They need a win. And by a win, I mean they can't really afford a draw here. They have to actually win the series. So they have to go 2-0. A lot of people probably have their favorites on Power Rangers right now. And Ditchera, I think, is one of the reasons why. This guy is damn good. We've seen him play some really good games. We'll see how this does turn out, of course. For Power Rangers, as Ditchera is going to be on the anti-mage. For Power Rangers down in the bottom lane, it's going to be J4 on your Ancient Apparition. We'll have Suniko playing a Rubik. In the mid lane is going to be Shaklo on your Zeus. And then top lane, Cheshire Cat playing your off-lane Faceless Void, 8 tangles, a salve, and a stout shield. So wants to make sure he's staying alive against this tri-lane of M5.
And then on the side of M5, we're going to have in the mid lane on the Death Prophet, Vegas playing DP. In the off lane, we're going to have Blow Your Brain playing the Tidehunter. In the safe lane, we're going to have... I'm not actually even sure how you say this Medusa's name.
Braun.
Oh, it's Tron. Okay. Excellent. Yes. Unstable playing the Vengeful Spirit. And King R playing the Skywrath Mage.
At least I'm pretty sure it's Tron. I might be wrong about that, but I haven't been told otherwise, so I'm just going to assume it's correct, which is probably a bad thing, but at the same time, I don't, it's fine either way. So he'll play the Medusa, Ring of Protection, Tango, Salve, blah, blah, blah. Getting farm up against your Faceless Void. He should have a good time. Cheshire Cat, maybe not so much. We'll see.
Yep. And how this Void is probably going to struggle mightily in this offlane, especially with the double damage on the Skywrath Mage coming out of level 1.
He actually just sits back up. He can't really afford to go up when that double damage is ready to go. Already, though, in the mid lane, Shaklo does get 4 last hits, so Arc Lightning's doing its job. But yeah, top lane, I don't really see Cheshire Cat being able to... He actually pulled some of the creeps back towards his tower, but he's going to get Arcane Bolted and just harassed a bit more by King R. And the good thing is Cheshire Cat had a lot of tangos, but those are going to go quickly. So this is a really tough off lane. Where on the other side of things, Tidehunter should be okay. I don't know if they could kill him. They are pulling currently. I think they did use Chilling Touch. I'm not sure. Looks like
it is quite a difficult lane for Tidehunter just because of the Chilling Touch.
But they're not really zoning him out. He's actually just going to try to CS here. He's going to steal some of the creeps, but he's getting right-clicked by J4. This is without Chilling Touch on, by the way. Meanwhile, top lane, Cheshire Cat has to leap down. Looks like Magic Missile's going to go. Is this your first blood? No. So close. 40 HP. Arcade Bolt. He salves up. He'll stay alive. Whew. Okay.
The salve is forced out, so gonna be losing a lot of his region. It looks like he does purchase up another salve. Although, I don't actually think he would lose too much just walking back to base at this point.
I mean, he's looking for top rune, and the salve is just gonna walk out on the courier. Venge is here. If he walks towards this rune, he's just gonna get Magic Missile. He's gonna have Time Walk mana left. So Venge will pick up an Invis rune. And so Cheshire Cat just looks at the rune and says, oh, there it is. I can't grab it. How unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. In the mid lane, looks like the Zeus was able to pick up his bottle at a fairly quick time. Went for a fast bottle build. And mid lane's pretty even in terms of CS. Not too surprising. I don't think... Even though I think Zeus could have a slight advantage in terms of harassment, I mean, there's just superior animation on the side of Death Prophet, so...
Higher base damage, especially with the Null Toss coming out for the Death Prophet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Even, top lane, Cheshire Cat's hiding into the trees. Tron was looking for him, can't seem to find him. Unstable, I think, still have the invis, but now backs away. Also has a smoke to see if they want to head mid and try to kill the Zeus. I mean, Zeus is pretty easy to gank, but they don't seem to care about shutting him down, although he is sitting pretty far back. Arc Lightning has a pretty far range, so... But a pause coming out, and these teams will hold on a second as we are still kind of just... bouncing around. Nothing really happening. No first blood. Nothing to speak of. Although, Blow Your Brain is trying to stack up, but there is the Central Ward here, so no such luck for Blow Your Brain.
And that is very important for Power Rangers. I mean, Tide gains so much from stacking the Ancients. The amount of gold that you get from each stack of Ancients is pretty much equivalent to a hero kill, so it's very good when you have an offlaner that's able to kill these Ancients off, and the other team does not.
Yeah, I mean, Cheshire Cat is going to be behind because even if you can't, even if it only sticks one of these stacks, I think it's probably good enough where he is only level 1 though. To be fair, actually, so Blurbrain's actually having a really tough time. Whereas Cheshire Cat, although he almost died, he's level 3, so that's the trade-off. Faces Void's going to have 6 a lot earlier than this Tidehunter, especially if Tidehunter goes down. I mean, they could gank him. He does have this ward here, but
yeah, Power Rangers doing a lot better job of blocking the lane at level 1. So the equilibrium, I think the equilibrium at level 1 was in this area versus, it was like almost right here for side of Power Rangers.
I couldn't see where you drew. Dang it.
Well,
The pause actually makes it unfortunate, but we are getting back into the game, so it doesn't matter. Cheshire Cat top lane versus Tron. Tron has 13 last hits. He's doing okay. The base damage for a Medusa is not really there. Anti-Mage is getting plenty of farm. 19 last hits. He actually has a Flowing Blade as well. Fade Bolt, Blow Your Brain gets pushed out of lane, although he finally does get his level 2. He has Kraken Shell now. Might be able to survive a bit longer. And they're still pulling, so J4 is getting plenty of levels just through these pulls alone. And he's going to chain it with some Mud Globes as well. And continue to farm up. And I mean, you look at this lane, so Nico is just doing a great job of zoning out this Tidehunter. He cannot get anything out of this lane. It's just impossible for him to walk up without getting Fade Bolt to the right click down.
Yeah. And I mean, that just comes down to the block that they had at level 1. They were able to block the creeps back fairly well on Radiant, which is pretty difficult to do now with the increased movement speed that they now get. And they put the Chilling Touch on Rubik at level 1 to give him a bit of assistance at zoning the Tide.
And he's done a nice job of that. And also, you look at the supports coming out for Moscow 5. They're trying to roam in and take down this Faces Void. He seems to have an understanding that they were missing and coming around for him. So they actually did pick up a bounty rune for Vigas, but nothing happening across the map. So
Power Rangers doing a really good job right now of getting experience on both of these support heroes. If we look at the levels, we have 3.5 on the Ancient
Radiant's middle
Apparition,
tower is under
nearly
attack.
level 4 on the Rubik, whereas if you compare that to the supports of M5, you have a level 2.5 Vengeful Spirit, and pretty similar for the Skywrath.
And they're starting to pull now, but at this point, they're really just... It seems like they're not getting as much done. Although they haven't gotten kills, you look at the supports from both squads, it really just comes down to more effective presence in lane and more effective pulling coming out for Power Rangers, and that seems to be the case. Whereas, I mean, they're not shutting down Cheshire Cat for M5 squad. They roam around, they try to get the rune, they try to gank Cheshire Cat, it doesn't work out. Unsible's still level 2. And, yep, so they have that early level advantage like you were talking about. In fact, level 4 now coming out for the Ancient Apparition as well as for the Rubik. So they're having a pretty good time. And they actually have a decent wave coming through, although they're not going to be able to take this tower anytime soon, I don't think. They don't have any siege creeps yet.
Are they going to be able to find Blow Your Brain hiding in the trees over here? It looks like they may have pinged him out.
They can make this kind of round here, or they can go in this way, I think. But either way, they're going to find him.
Yeah, he's probably going to...
But the TP coming in now from M5. We'll see who gets in here. It's going to be unstable. It's going to throw up a Vengeful Spirit. He's just going to die, actually. Sonic was just going to right-click him down. Blow Your Brain is running in. There's going to be the Zilso coming in as well. J4 right-clicking Blow Your Brain. Ditcha gets a double kill. J4's about to fall, but it might not matter. If Ditcha gets a triple kill, he's going to find it. There's the extra. Ditcha doesn't have Blink, though, and Vigas owns him. Brings him down, but still a triple kill for your Anti-Mage, and Saniko gets out. It's a 3-for-2 trade coming out for Power Rangers getting ahead on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do secure the first blood, and they get a triple kill on this Anti-Mage. Really huge for Power Rangers. They do get the nice return kill onto the Death Prophet in Vigas. He does get the streak golds
That's
and
not
the solo
bad.
experience, so...
Yeah, he's actually up to level 8 now. He's the highest level. That was level 1 Exorcism with level 3 Witchcraft, so that did a surprising amount of damage, though. The Anti-Mage couldn't stand up to that. He had his Blink on cooldown. In fact, it was level 1 Blink. He still doesn't have a point in Spell Shield. Not that would have saved him or anything, but... Did he go for stats? Yeah, he has 3 points in stats, so... This is like the old Burning build, except he doesn't have the Spell Shield level, so...
Not too surprising. I think this is still the most common Anti-Mage build when you're in the safe lane.
Yeah. Vegas was looking for a kill top. Cheshire Cat has just been up here. He's just been annoying, if anything else. He's leeching experience. He has 6 last hits. So he's doing a lot better than the Tide, who, by the way, is 0-0. Below your brain is level 4. This is actually one of the worst starts I've seen for a Tide Hunter in any game of Dota that I've watched. It's that bad.
I mean, it is quite difficult to lane against the Tide Hunter, just because of just the amount of pressure that Chilling Touch puts on you.
Well, maybe he can get back into it. Can't do it with his ancient stacks, unfortunately. But
so it looks like Power Rangers are going to go ahead and give the mid lane up to the Ancient Apparition. Try to get him his level 6 as soon as possible. He's going to have a really fast level 6 timing, coming out at about 8 minutes. Just needs one more creep for that additional experience.
Smoke
looks
out.
like, yep.
Are they going to find him?
Oh god, he just hit level 6. If they don't kill him before he's able to get the Chronosphere off, this could actually...
He's mana in 5
Yeah,
seconds.
they're not going to do this anymore. No.
They're going to head mid.
The second they saw him hit 6, they decided it was no longer a good
I
idea.
think J4 is dead at least, though. They get 1 kill out of it. Ice Blast is going to fly. That's not going to do anything. He's going to fall immediately. Unstable gets the kill. Telekinesis. Fable's going to go. Where's the follow-up? Zeus ult. Unstable might shatter here. No, he's too high in HP, and they actually won't be able to time walk over and get the kill for Cheshire Cat, although he was thinking about it. So they get J4.
No.
All right.
He wouldn't have mana for both Time Walk and Chronos, so...
Right.
Unable to pick up the kill on the side of Void. And both of these offlaners are struggling.
Radiant's
I would
middle
say
tower
Void
is
having a
under
bit
attack.
better time, as he does have, you know, the higher level in experience, but no real farm coming out for him either.
He finally gets Kruger pulled back behind his tower, but I don't know what's that going to do for him. He needs a lot more. Tron actually has phase boots. We've talked about this before. I'm not a huge fan of Phase of Medusa, but I mean, I guess it can work in this game. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, it's not, like, completely terrible. I just think it's not as efficient because when you have the treads on Medusa, you can tread switch and have the infinite Mystic Snakes.
And that's just, like you talked about, it's a good nuke early on in the game. It actually does so much damage. Smoke up from J4 and Chocolate. They want to bring down this Medusa. She does have level 3 mana shield and a lot of mana, so this is going to be a difficult task. But they're going to jump in, time walk, the Ice Blast coming in, Lightning Bolt as well. They're taking her down, Arc Lightning. Now the Cold Freeze as well. If she stays alive, I'd be impressed. Absolutely not. Chocolate comes in, Arc Lightning. There's the Lightning Bolt. He cannot get unstable. He actually has Zeus ult in about a couple of seconds here. He's going to pop
not gonna
it.
do enough damage.
Unstable has 236 health, yeah. So he's going to just walk away, it looks like. Shocklow, that would have done 225 plus magic resistance, so he wouldn't have gotten the kill.
Yep.
Close though.
And Rubik now also hitting level 6, so a significant experience advantage coming out for the side of Power Rangers, so up to about 2,500 at 10 minutes. Not too much of a difference in terms of gold, but Power Rangers is doing a really good job getting experience onto all of their heroes.
Yeah. And the thing is also, they just killed the Medusa, so any contention that Anti-Mage had for farm is pretty much gone now. Although Medusa can get back up there, but once Stitcher gets his Battle Fury, it's going to be, he's farming like no tomorrow. He already has his Claymore. His Broadsword is pretty much done as well, if he wants to buy it.
I mean, his timing on these... he's going to have a Treads Battle Fury at about, I would say about 13 minutes, and that is a really fast timing, and it just comes down to getting not only the first blood, but a triple kill.
Yeah, that was probably the worst thing that could have happened for M5. They TP'd in everybody one by one, and they all just died to the Anti-Mage. He's like, yeah, I'll just get kills. That's fine. Don't mind me. So,
I mean, sure, Power Rangers have a pretty good solution to this Anti-Mage if they can get into team fights, but if an Anti-Mage has a really strong start like this, he can sometimes just get completely out of control and his ability to split push, and I'm not sure they can actually deal with that.
I mean, like, the only real thing that's dealing with him this game is silences at some point in time, and he'll probably just buy a VKB eventually to deal with that.
Well, you can also just buy a Manta.
Yep, that too. I mean, I think Manta's actually probably just going to be the only thing he buys
Radiant's
to
middle
defense fight
tower
him,
is
but
under attack.
like maybe a heart or something, I don't know. He's got a lot of options. They're going to try to gank him, though. Blow Your Brain is here. He does have Ravage. They're roaming in. It's going to be Vigos coming as well. J4 will scout him out. The Courier! Oh, it's going to stay alive barely. The Broadsword will there's the Exorcism. J4 might be in trouble. There's the Ravage. They blow the Ravage for a poor Ancient Apparition and the Exorcism. And J4 is like, I think that's an okay trade. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Well, I'm not sure they needed to use the Ravage there. Wasn't actually too terrible just because, you know, using Ravage for single kills is not the worst thing in the world. This one
On top. Braun is in trouble yet again. Zeusolt's going to go. There's going to be the usage of the stick, though, and actually he's going to survive. He actually had enough mana to be able to tank all of that. So it was a good try. They're going to push him out of lane for the time being. He's actually just going to get salved up here, and still doesn't have much mana to work with, but he should be fine. I'll regen that up with the Aquila at some point in time. Good try from the kill from PR. They actually have Saniko as an invis rune. I don't think they can kill him even with level 4 Crypt Swarm, but Ice Blast? Off the mark.
It's actually really important that Tron lived through that gank. I think had he died there, he would have just started to fall very behind against this anti-mage, who now picks up his Battle Fury. And I mean, his net worth just might start to skyrocket.
He's going to be able to farm like crazy. He has the 2 points of stats. He's got the creds. He's got 3 points of the blink. He's going to be able to farm around this jungle like crazy. And he's just going to take this jungle, take bottom lane, and go to work. And he's not going to be able to be stopped anytime soon. I mean, we saw a couple of heroes go down bottom. Luckily, J4 was there to die for him to be his martyr. But Ditcha, I think, is just going to farm like crazy. He'll get up to his Manta style, maybe, or Vlad's. We'll see what choice he goes for. I'd imagine Manta, but maybe I'm wrong.
And Vigas in the mid lane on this Death Prophet actually farming quite well himself. Up to the Yules and the Vit Booster. Getting that solo kill on Anti-Mage with the streak, as well as finding another kill onto the Ancient Apparition. Definitely helping him out in that regard.
And Blow Your Brain is recovering nicely, I'd say. He's got 1,400 gold. This is something that, again, we've talked about. You can't really have when the face is void unless you get kills. I mean, he still doesn't have trades yet, whereas Blow Your Brain is 1,300 in Arcanes already, so...
Yeah, Blow Your Brain recovering quite nicely on this Tidehunter, as they are going to make it go on Cheshire Cat. He does backtrack the stun, but it's not going to be enough.
And he catch that one. Looks like he's trying to time walk away. Couldn't make it out, and he is just having a rough time. And he cannot even get his treads. So this is the real... I think right now he's a walking chronosphere, so this is the major problem. Although Ditcha will do, I think, an okay job of just being able to carry later on if the Faceless Void can't get anything. However, they are grouping up. They're going to take the Tier 1 tower with the ultimate of the Death Prophet, and it's going to take a spill here. Tron's running blast it. Won't get it, however. Tron is going to be picking up Yasha early on, so Yasha maybe into a Lincoln Sphere or... I don't know. Meanwhile, there's going to be the Ulcer for Vigas is coming in. Ashes is going to go. Ditcha is in a lot of trouble here. He's low. Faithful's going to fly. There's the Ice Blast coming in. It's going to hit, but no. The projectile actually doesn't hit. It's just the pathing of it. Meanwhile, Vigas is in trouble. They do use the Zeusolt, but they're going to make sure they don't go any further than that. Spell was stolen. That's going to be a Wave of Terror. And Saniko does not get Magic Missile. He can walk right into Blow Your Brain, and he actually might use Ravage. Doesn't even need it. Pops the Gush, pops the Anchor Smash, and they get a kill there. And everybody's bottom with the exception of the Medusa now. So Ditcha has to head into the jungle and farm for a bit. He can't really step outside of his comfort zone.
And honestly, it's very difficult for Power Rangers to be taking teamfights. This Tide has recovered very nicely. He now has his boots and arcanes. His arcanes and Blink Dagger at the 15-minute mark. And that is actually quite good for the Tidehunter, especially considering the start he had. And he's going to have a quad stack of Ancients.
And he doesn't even need this now with the Blink Dagger, but getting level 11 would be very important. Getting up his next item with it, that's like a 4-staff. Refresher at this point would be kind of early, but either way, I mean, he is having a pretty good game. He is now, what, 5th in the net worth here, so he's caught up pretty well. Anti-Mage almost went down. That was very, very uncomfortable. And he's actually in the enemy jungle. He's going to get Yule's up. He's going to get silenced as well. There's the Blake Ravage coming out. The Cryptol as well. Concussive shot. Ancient Seal not even being used. Actually, it was. And Kinger grabs the kill. Shakwa pauses the game right afterwards, and he's saying, there's a bit of an issue here. J4 disconnects, and, well, all right. Pause Dota. We've made it.
Yeah, so there is this bit of time where it's quite concerning for Power Rangers, especially when Anti-Mage goes down like that, because he needs to be applying a lot of pressure, but he really needs this Mantis to ensure that he doesn't fall to these silences, and I think this window before he finishes the Mantis style is a big opportunity for M5 to you know, try to find pickups. Every time they get a pick off on Anti-Mage, they gain a lot of map control. They can even push some of these tier 1 or even tier 2 towers. I don't believe that Power Rangers can take a 5-on-5 engagement just because of the power of Exorcism and the Stone Gaze and the Ravage all combining. It's gonna be
Even wait, let's say Anti-Mage has a lot of farm. Could they take a 5-on-5 fight then?
No.
Like, yeah, okay.
It's all up to Void's farm, I think, because, you know, Anti-Mage is a very interesting carry because he's one of those heroes where he's very strong as a carry because he gets ahead of you in terms of farm. So when he's at 6 items, he's going to have a window where he's stronger than you because you're probably only going to be at 3 items.
Top tower is under attack.
But once everyone's at 6 items, he's no longer not able to do it except for his split push ability.
Is under attack.
Alright, just share cat. I don't know why you didn't time walk and TP away. You knew the Anti-Mage was just out of the
Dire's
jungle.
top tower has been
And I
denied.
think they denied the tower as well. So that was a questionable couple of seconds there coming up for Power Rangers. They lose both of their cores, well, 2 of their cores rather, and they can't get anything out of it. So all of a sudden, M5 are like, okay, we're finding our strike here. And I think it's off the back end of Vegas and how farmed he is. He doesn't have phase boots yet, but I don't think he cares. He's more than fast enough, and he's caught out a couple of heroes
I
with
wonder
his
if
Yule
he's going
Scepter.
to be going for the bots this game. Maybe to try to
Radiant's
deal
top
with the
tower
Anti-Mage
is
split
under
push
attack.
a little bit.
He gets split pushes himself as well if he boxes into a lane and they don't have anybody there to defend against the Exorcism. So he's got opportunities. He's got ways in this game. So Bloody Brand is going to take this ancient stack. He's actually just taking no damage at all right now. He's literally taking no damage.
And
This is a
that's
huge
what
ancient
happens.
I
The
mean,
level 4 Kraken Shell, reducing 40 damage plus the
Radiant's
60%
middle
damage
tower
reduction,
is
so they
under
actually just
is
don't
he
do
dead?
that.
Ice Blast is going to go. Zeus ult is available. They don't need it. Ditcha comes in. He's going to take this group as well. There's the Exorcism. Ditcha might need to get out. Yule Scepter's going to go from Zeus. Meanwhile, Unstable running into Shocklow. Shocklow's in trouble. There's going to be the Yule Scepter onto the Anti-Mage. Ditcha blinks away. Swap out Shocklow. He might be the only one that dies for Power Rangers. Is he going to die? He has the TP scroll. He might use it now. He's still running away. He's going to make it out. Wow, Shocklow makes it away. No usage of the magic missile. They cannot get the Yule Scepter off either. It was on
Dire's
cooldown for
bottom
5
tower
seconds.
is under attack.
That was actually really huge for PR. Not only do they kill the Tide, but I mean, they killed all of the large ancients. Tide only had cleared the small ones, so end up stealing a lot of gold and I mean, really good play from Shocklow. I thought he was gonna fall there, but manages to find a good spot to TP.
I think that swap saved his life. I think they swapped him and he just ran back around this path towards the trees here, and he was somehow able to make it out, which was that's pretty bad for M5. They get nothing out of it. They pop the Exorcism, they use the Yules, and Shocklow just he continues to farm up, and he's got Arcanes, he's got Yule Scepter. Maybe a Blink is next or a Force Staff. I feel like that would not be a bad choice here, just to get better positioning. Blink Dagger on this Zeus is the most common build I've seen, I think. Just to get in position to get some nice lightning bolts coming in.
I'm probably gonna see a Blink, maybe a Force Staff coming out. As the Mantis style nearly completed for this Anti-Mage, so that is gonna be the time when he can split push pretty much without consequence, unless they're able to Blink Ravage him and then follow that up with some stuns.
Yep. He's just going to be able to mint out of Arcane Seal and the silence from the Death Prophet as well. So it's done. They're checking his jungle right now. Bloody Brand might scout him out. Ditch is going to blink right into him. That was a mistake. However, Blink is going to go. There's the Ravage. Ditch in some trouble. He's got Blink. There's the Mystic Flare and the Ancient Seal coming in. He couldn't blink away. He was so close. But King R does get the kill. So Manta was actually done for both of those heroes, not only the Anti-Mage, but the Medusa picks it up as well. It's somebody we haven't really talked about. And they're going to chase after Shocklow. Yule Scepter's going to go. They don't have Ravage. Shocklow is pretty slow right now. Tron chasing after him. There's the big bolt, not doing much. Telekinesis, Ancient Seal, Arcane Bolt, swap down. Sineko is dead. And it looks like he will stick up and stay alive for the moment. He actually jukes him. He's going to TP away. Is he dead? Yes. No. He survives. I thought for sure he was dead there. Again, they cannot secure the kill on heroes that juke them into the trees, juking and jiving.
Radiant's
Power
bottom
Rangers stay
tower
alive.
is under attack.
So So a lot of space being given to Cheshire Cat. He is up to 85 CS after his awful start. And he does pick up the Mask of Madness on top of the fence. It looks like they are gonna maybe go for a smoke play as he TPs into the mid lane.
They're in Roche now for M5, and they're taking it down quickly. I don't think they get here in time. I think they know this is happening. Exorcism is still going for a couple of seconds. Andy has a double damage rune. I think Roche is dead here. Although, they're going to pick it up. It's just going to go to Death Prophet. Unstable as low. Ice Blast coming in. Zeus hold as well. They're chasing after Vegas, but he's getting his spirits to come back, and that means that he's back at full health. Now they're coming in. Kingar in trouble. Slowed up. There's the Chronosphere. Ditch flicks right into it. Lightning Bolt as well. Chrono for just the Scarith Mage, I don't think is worth it. They will get this ward. They lose Roshan. They lose the Aegis. They were kind of close to getting there, but they couldn't get there in time to stop the Aegis from going to the Death Prophet, so.
So yeah, good trade for M5, only losing the support hero. They are able to claim the Aegis, and I mean, these pickoffs on Anti-Mage are very important to slow down his split push.
They're just going to try to Manta Vegas. It sounds he's going to Manta as well. Now he's just going to let the illusions do work on Blow Your Brain, but those die immediately, and he has to back up, so. I mean, now he's trying to split push already, but it's not going that well. And Vaughn is starting to get farmed. I mean, Manta plus Phase Boots, he dishes out the damage right now. I mean, obviously he doesn't have a Lincoln Spear or anything, but...
Not as farmed as the Anti-Mage, but
no.
He doesn't really need to be on pace with the Anti-Mage. As long as he's reasonably close.
I mean, because a lot of the work is going to be done by Vegas at this point. And he's almost level 16 as well, so once Vegas hits up that level 16, all of a sudden this game gets that much harder for, I think, Power Rangers. And we've seen Anti-Mages that are really farmed fall before, so...
I just feel like if... They have to get multiple cores into these Chronos, because if they only catch the Death Prophet or the Medusa inside the Chrono, they're just going to get swapped out, and then everyone's going to get all their spells off. And
Radiant structures.
I mean, we talked about it before. How do Power Rangers team fight against the lineup from M5?
I don't know if they can. There's the Manta coming in. Vegas uses up the Anti-Mage, so will just run away, and they will survive. Top lane, though, they will grab the kill on J4, and Stable actually TPs away as that's happening. And so M5, and we talked about how good of a start the Anti-Mage had, and I feel like you're absolutely right. Cheshire Cat has to do a lot of work in these Chronospheres. I mean, he is going to be doing most of the team fighting. Meanwhile, Silence is up for Ditch. He has no Manta style. Is he dead? He might be. As Blink what it sees, got his Silence down, but I don't think he's going to live through this, and the Exorcism actually just tears him apart. Ditch goes down. That's a huge pickup for Higas coming out for M5, so.
Yeah. Knowing that the Manta was on cooldown, goes for that solo kill onto the Anti-Mage. And I mean, every time AM dies, it just slows down his progression so much.
I mean, he has 4 deaths. That's actually 2 more than Cheshire Cat, who's the off lane. They're hunting for this Anti-Mage, and it's working. They're getting kills. Vegas is level 3 now, or level 3
Mystic
ultimate, rather.
Staff picked up for
Shiva's Guard, I think?
Vegas, yeah. Most likely a Shiva's Guard. Could be the Sheep to maybe offer a bit more control against this Anti-Mage, but...
Yeah.
Won't
be able to Manta out of that Sheep.
The Shivas, yeah.
I mean, that's a choice, but I think it's going to be the Shivas. We'll have to wait and see, but they're now putting a lot of pressure here on the map, and... I mean, you look at the split push, you look at the tier 1 towers, they're still alive. Power Rangers have yet to take the mid and bottom tier 1 tower. The offlane tier 1 tower is still alive for M5, whereas they've taken all of the tier 1s in this game for Power Rangers. And as long as they keep putting the pressure on and making sure the Anti-Mage can't farm, I think once Vegas gets this Shivas, they probably go and team fight and maybe try to take another tower.
Yeah, and it looks like Blow Your Brain himself is actually going to be working on a refresher orb. He does pick up the Oblivion staff, has nearly 1,000 gold on top of that, so doing pretty well for himself after a really rough start on this Tidehunter.
He is caught up very well. Again, the ancient stacks, you might be able to ward them for some time, but unless you're warding them consistently, there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to stop him for long.
They did a really good job of killing him at the ancient stack and then stealing all the large ones, but...
Yeah. He got involved in a couple of kills too, which is one of the reasons why.
Yeah, it looks like Ditgyara is actually going to get a BKB next item on this Anti-Mage. Not really an item that you want to be buying on the Anti-Mage, but he doesn't really have a choice, to be honest.
No, I think that this game has shown that even with a Mantis style. He's not able to survive a lot of these games. Vegas has played this very well. It's mostly been Vegas that's getting these kills. A couple of times Bully Brand has been involved, and the Skywrath Mage as well, but he's actually going to run into the jungle now. Cheshire Cat and Shockbuff back away. They're just farming some neutrals here. And Cheshire Cat's going to be going for, I imagine, a Maelstrom. Ice Blast is going to sail in. Actually hits on Tron. Meanwhile, Skywrath Mage gets a kill on the Ancient Apparition down bottom with the help of Vegas. They might even go for this tower. We'll see.
And
Dire's middle
Power
tower
Rangers
is
are
under
just
attack.
having a really
Radiant's
rough
bottom
time at this
tower
point.
is under attack.
Yeah, I mean,
Dire's
again, this is
middle
a
tower
game
has
Power Rangers
fallen.
pretty much have to win. I don't think they're mathematically eliminated with a loss here, but I think it's about as bad as it gets if they lose this one. They're already 1-7. Moscow 5, they're a bit better off. They're 0-6, so they might be able to get to 1-6, even 2-6 with 2 wins here. And they're not playing poorly, and this is with the stand-in. Remember, PGG, of course, just
Radiant's
left the team
bottom
form his
tower is
new
under
squad
attack.
for M5 International. And they're playing solid Dota at this point. They're really shutting down
middle
Ditcheron
tower is
and
under
really
attack.
everyone for Power Rangers, so...
Yeah, you never want to be in a position where you don't control your own destiny. And I think for both of these teams, neither of them really control their own destiny anymore in this tournament. Have to hope for some losses from some other teams, but the best you can do at this point is just worry about your games, try to win them all. If you can win out, I suppose there is a slight hope that one of them is able to advance, but the sheep stick now on to Vigas, so it is going to be that sheep.
So, he gets the sheep off before the BKB, which I don't believe he has yet. Actually, he does. He's gonna fly it up pretty soon. It's on the stash. So, I mean, once they get the sheep off, I don't know with an exorcism if there's any way he could survive. He will be able to BKB as soon as the sheep is done, but I don't know how much that's gonna help. He might already be dead at that point.
It's kind of a greedy choice coming out from Vigas. I wonder if he's gonna go for a BKB or a Shiva's next. I think Heart would just be way too greedy as his next item, so I expect to either see a BKB or a Shiva's, or possibly even just a plate mail into Heart. Could also work.
Plenty of armor, plenty of survivability, tankiness. He'd be fine. And so now what do you do for Power
the
Rangers?
Scotty finished on the Medusa as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably when M5 are going to be their strongest, although they don't really have to fight right now. Although Saniko, or rather, Ditcha is going to continue to get farmed. I mean, he has his BKB. I don't think you're in any position where you're threatened if you're M5. I don't know if there's any real way Power Rangers can win this game if you take it late. Although Chronosphere would be pretty helpful. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of options here.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
M5.
in theory, like, Power Rangers are decent in the late game if they can get the Void farmed, as well as, like, maybe the Zeus with an Aghanims and Refresher dealing out a lot of damage, but not too realistic at this point, just because I think
Dire's top tower is under attack.
M5 are going to be threatening before they can actually get all these items that they need on these heroes.
And, I mean, they are split pushing at least, the Ditcha. X is going to go. That'll be up on our Cat. There's the Ravage coming in. He does have the Chronosphere. He's going to BKB. Now he's going to time walk away, try to TP out. Looks like he will make it. Ancient Apparition Ice Blast is going to sail through and connect on a couple of heroes. So BKB forced. A couple of abilities used, but nothing really done there. So
BKB for Ravage, and he survives, so pretty good for Power Rangers. Just gives them a bit more space, one less ultimate to worry about, but he almost has his Refresher already.
So, I mean, even though he uses the Ravage, I mean, once he gets the Refresher, it's not going to matter anyways. Down bottom, you'll set through. That'll be on to Vegas. I don't know if they can kill him. Vitality Booster, he's got the Hex. He didn't even Hex Shockload. They're going to come in. There's the Mantis Style. Vegas is going to take a couple of right clicks, then back away. So,
And he does go for that plate now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
will he
fortified.
finish the Shivas? Will he get a
Dire's
BKB?
structures are fortified.
He's got the option. He's going to get Ancient Apparition Ice Blasted.
I
Seem
think
to
with
care.
the plate mail
Radiant's
pickup,
top
it's either
tower
going to
is
be a
under
Heart or a
attack.
Shiva's.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And not only that, but the supports from M5 are pretty farmed as well. 4-step is already up for the Scout, and he's actually getting towards a Atos. Although the Vengeful Spirit only has a Bracer and an Urn, but that's not bad. Roshan is being taken by Power Rangers now. However, they need to be careful, because I think Vigos is going to come and destroy all of them. If they can get Vision inside this pit, I think they should know. Wave of Terror is going to go. They might try to swap. I'm not sure. They're going to run in. It looks like X is going to go. Ditchira is going to pick up the Aegis. No stash coming out. Suniko's low. Mystic Flare blows him up. Ditchira is going to fall. Exorcism kills him. His BKB already done. Now they're going to be able to silence him. No, it was too early. He's going to blink away. And he's going to make it out. No, Blow Your Brain's going to follow after him. No Ravage there. There's the Anchor Smash. Gush is not available. They don't have the match missile. The TP out. Ditcher will make it out alive. No swap coming in from Unstable. He silenced the wrong time there. They would have been able to kill him had he waited a second or two. That was a bit of a mistake from Vigos, I think, but they kill him nonetheless and they force out a BKB.
Yep. Pretty large mistake. I mean, well, it's not the worst thing in the world. They do kill the Aegis, and I mean, you see how fast he dies in his team fights once he's under the Stone Gaze. I mean, it's absolutely insane, and it's not going to get any easier in these fights.
I mean, he's just dead immediately. The Exorcism just tears through him. When he's an anti-mage with 15 armor, he still dies quickly.
They're going to have two Ravages.
He's got the recipe soon. Yeah. It's go time, I think, once his Exorcism is back up. There's no reason not to fight. Foot push is going to be annoying, but they can deal with it, I think, for the most part. Although, you look at the
They
Rise.
still have all 3 tier 2 towers, so I mean, if they're able to get in a position where Anti-Mage is pushing, you know, one of their tier 2s, and the entire team of M5 is able to get onto a tier 3, I think they'll just end up winning that trade.
Ditcha is going to cut the creep wave, though. He's doing the annoying rat Dota tactics, so... And he's going to blink into the jungle. He's going to TP away. His mission has been accomplished. And top will be pushed out even further, so... Problem is trying to stop the Anti-Mage, although if they can kill him, I think it's probably game over at that point. Though he does have buyback, and his next item will come soon, so we'll have to wait and see what that is.
So Cheshire Cat working himself up to 2,200 gold on the Void alongside his BKB, Mask of Madness, Treads, and Aquila. They are going to chrono Vigos in the bottom lane. Are they going to have enough damage?
He's going to use himself. BKB is going to go. Mental Style with pops as well. Hex is going to go 4-step out. Now they're going to use the ultimate from Tron. They can't afford to fight this. Ditchirod going out of King R might get the kill. There's the Gush. The Scout is going to come through as well. Nobody actually gets stoned up. And the swap back in. That'll be on the Scarab Mage just to save his life. Mystic Flare not going to be able to secure the kill on the Rubik. And actually, King R might die here. HN Apparition, Ice Blast. Last take, no. Won't kill him. Close, but no cigar. They do pick up Vigos as well. He died. I think that was towards the Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Suniko, oh no, his Ditcha might have killed him. I'm not sure. He's going to kill King R, though. Ditcha comes in, kills King R, and he backs away. So, 2-0 for Power Rangers. Not bad. Chronosphere expended, a couple of BKBs used, but, I mean, that could have been worse.
They still have the Exorcism and the Double Ravage, so...
Back low, you'll sit through. He's going to range up on Tron. BKB's going to go. They want to fight this. Ditcha is getting body blocked by his own Manta Illusions.
Dire's middle tower
That was
is under
underwhelming.
attack.
Cheshire is pushing mid also, but...
After they use this Chronosphere, they really lack lockdown in these team fights. You know, they have the lift, but if that's what you're relying on in these team fights, it's really not enough.
They have absolutely no way, besides Chronosphere, locking anybody down. I mean, Telekinesis does nothing.
So Eagle Song picked up on the Medusa. Looks like he's going to be working towards that Butterfly, and I would say a very good item purchase. You know, MKB really not an item that Anti-Mage wants to be going at this time, but he's probably going to be forced into that item.
What's your other option if you're an Anti-Mage? You don't have to go for an MKB. Art?
I think Abyssal, maybe at this point. Or Butterfly.
This would be pretty helpful for locking Vigos down. He's so damn speedy.
Yeah, I think you need one of those 2 items, because I think at this point in the game, Anti-Mage needs to be able to burst someone down. So if he's able to BKB, Blink, Abyssal, Manta, and then, you know, kill someone, be very important.
That was a really good Zeus ult. They were in their jungle. That actually saved Ditcha though. Ravage is going to come out. Seal's going to go as well. He's going to pop the BKB and swap or just blink away. And they cannot secure the kill. They did not have Vegas there. He did not have the sheep ready to go. It's a good try, but he does get out. BKB is used though. So eventually this is going to get down to a 5-second BKB charge. He's going to go for Abyssal, by the way.
Yep. I think that's the correct item choice. I mean, I think the one way that they can sort of win these fights is by, you know, getting an Abyssal off on either the Medusa, I would say most likely the Death Prophet, because I think if Death Prophet's able to get the ult off, then Power Rangers are actually in a lot of trouble in these fights. So if he's able to blink BKB, Manta, Abyssal, the Death Prophet, and is able to take her down, and also the Mana Void is going to do some serious damage to this Death Prophet. A mana pool of 1700. He's able to get Mana Void off. I mean, the AoE on it is actually quite huge, 500 AoE damage.
It'll just kill everybody. That damage is going to be ridiculous at that point. But you have to get into a position where Vegas is going to get caught out and you're going to burn his mana pool long enough for him to die from Mana Void. But I don't know, it might not be too terribly hard. And with a Basher now, Ditcha can start going to work. He almost has his Abyssal, but he would have to save her buyback, I think, more importantly. He has no Aegis, he lost it immediately. Cheshire Cat, or rather Shackle, is pushing up top lane. Tron's going to pop his Manta style and try to push this in. Bottom lane, Cheshire Cat might be targeted. So there's the Hex as well. Mystic Clear Exorcism, he will have a BKB, can't even use it. There's going to be the Crypt Storm coming in, it blows up. Oh, that poor Faces Void. So they get a nice kill there. Vegas finally getting something done. He pops the Exorcism, but that's down for 130 seconds, but I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah. And I actually think he should go back for a BKB at this point. I mean, it would be a bit odd to have, you know, a plate mail and a bit booster in your inventory, but I think BKB is just so strong against Anti-Mage. If he's able to pop the BKB during the chrono, they're not going to have any damage going on, and it's good against the Zeus as well. I just feel like if he's able to pop the BKB, and it looks, well, as I say that, it looks like he's actually going to opt for a Shiva's, but I feel like BKB would actually just be the safer and smarter item choice, just because if you get the BKB off, there's actually nothing that can kill you anymore.
Shacklo is getting ganked, swapped from unstable, match missile with the heal scepter from the Zeus. He'll stay alive for the moment and blink away. That was close. He almost died there. He's going to try to TP out. I think he should make it here. Yule's not going to go for Vegas. He doesn't have it there, and they actually get both heroes out. Zeus ult's going to go, but this does leave top lane open. They can't split push this anymore. I think it's go time now. Although they don't have Exorcism for 73 seconds, they're not going to go for this. I feel like they could have gone for the tower.
Yeah, they probably could have got the Jutsu, but, you know, they're just playing it safe. Probably not looking to take any engagements without Exorcism.
Well, Cheshire Cat looks like he's going for an MKB as he has the Javelin, well, at least one of them done. And net worth-wise, Power Rangers has the lead. This has been back and forth. Experience-wise, they also have the lead as well, but
yeah,
it's not by much.
Yeah, the lead is not very important, to be honest, because it's all about can you take team fights, and if you can't, can you split push effectively? And I don't think that, at least not right now, that Power Rangers can either A, take the team fights or split push effectively enough to stop M5 at this point. I think once, like I said, it's going to be more about the Void and the Zeus, I think, than the Anti-Mage.
Zeus does have his axe. He's had that for some time, so he does do some damage here, but
I think if Void is able to finish up his MKB and then maybe get a refresher, then Power Rangers will be in a good spot.
It's not too far from the MKB. He's a couple of 1,000 gold away. He's like 2,000 gold away, but at the same time, Zeus has been ulting off cooldown just to get vision, essentially. And I like that decision. It's at this point in the game where it's not really long cooldown, and it does enough damage to be kind of annoying anyways, so.
Yep. I also like the decision. It lets Anti-Mage farm a lot safer.
That was the issue, I think, earlier on in the game, is that they just didn't have an understanding of where the heroes for M5 were. They were kind of all around the map ganking and just getting kills. And now Ditcha, he knows, he's got a pretty good idea of where these heroes are. Although they don't have wards on some of the crucial spots, especially because now there is going to be a title runner with a gem. They're in a position where I think they're very comfortable with Anti-Mage farming out these lanes. So Ditcha goes top. He'll continue to farm top. He's actually, let's see, I'd say 4 slotted at this point. Needs bots and another item and be 6 slotted, so he could have that pretty soon. He does have the most net worth in the game, but at the same time, they cannot, like you've mentioned many times, really team fight against any of these heroes. So, well, all 5, I should say.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're pushing top 2. We got this tier 2 tower.
Dire's structures
And all of a
are
sudden,
fortified.
they've taken the tier 1s, bottom and mid.
Radiant's middle tower
The tier 2s
is
are
under
getting
attack.
pressured. Trying has to deny the tier 2
Dire's
tower
top
top, so
tower has
they
been
got more room
attacked.
for the bottom lane. They're jumping at Cheshire Cat. Will they be able to get this kill? The X's go. The magic missile as well. Beautifully timed from that magic missile front, able to get the kill. They catch out the Faceless Void. They grab the kill there. They're chasing down Shockwell,
but I think this is the time when you start pushing out these lanes and maybe go for a base push. Because, I mean, you have to recognize as M5 that your Death Prophet is not going to get any stronger. Sure, he might pick up a heart and maybe even a BKB or a refresher, but not gonna be getting, I mean, those items don't really make you stronger as far as damage output. And, you know, the Tidehunter is at his refresher, so he's pretty much as strong as he's gonna get in this game. He could, you know, pick up one of those luxury items like a sheep or even an abyssal or something of that sort, but that's gonna be far away. And sure, the Medusa can pick up another couple of items, but it is still possible for Power Rangers to come back in this game and take it.
although losing Roshan's not going to help.
Yeah.
I think that this is a very
And
big
it is a
pickup for
cheese
M5.
rush, so.
Yeah. You can give the cheese to Tron, just drop your Aquila or your TP scroll, and then you can give the Aegis to Vegas. Looks like they will do just that. No, they're getting the Aegis to Tron and then the cheese to the Visage, or rather Vegas on Death Prophet, so.
A tribute.
So, not bad. And now it's time to push up the lanes. Top lane's getting pressured here by Anti-Mage illusions from the Manta style. Bottom lane is actually pushed pretty far in for M5, so they have that going for them. They have to push that top more than anything else, I think. You see, Ditcha is actually heading back top as well. They're going to try to push into the tier 3 tower and force TP rotations, it looks like. And Zeus-Ult's going to go, so they know everyone's kind of roaming back towards the top lane. They have Vision, Anti-Mage illusions going again from the Manta style. And back we go. Split push central from this Anti-Mage. The only thing really keeping him in this game, I'd say, has been Sam, so.
And pretty soon this Void's going to start being a major factor as he's going to be finishing his MKB rather shortly. Although he's probably just going to save for buyback, I would imagine.
Yeah, with that death, he might have had enough towards the MKB pretty soon, but now he's at 3,000 gold. So, Demon Edge or a Javelin, and then he'll have no money to use for buyback. So at this point, it's gonna be a couple minutes before he does have that MKB. But if they can get the MKB again, like you talked about, he's gonna be a force of nature to deal with. So now, Power Rangers are just split pushing. It's been the story of the game, and it's 8-15. It's not the most exciting game in the world. Vegas is trying to. I don't know. He's got a heart recipe, so he's actually just got that almost completed. He's about
Looks
400 gold for.
Ditya is going to actually go for the MKB as he does pick up his Demon Edge. So maybe looking to burst down the Medusa during the Abyssal.
I mean, I think they have enough damage to deal with Medusa, but it really comes down to your team fighting. It's not easy. They got a lot of work to do here, so. Tron picks up his bots. Heart's done for Death Prophet in about 200 gold. Very close. They'll push at bottom. 44 minutes in. Atos now done for the Ancient Apparition. What about the other items? Anything good coming out for any of these heroes? It doesn't look like it. Again. So, there's a blink for Sneaky, but he's had that for some time. He hasn't really stolen anything. This Rubik actually hasn't really done much. They're going to jump in on Cheshire Cat. It looks like no. Or step out. Blow Your Brain was looking for a Blink Ravage. You can't find it. Cheshire Cat's got a time walk away. Ancient Apparition actually kills Unstable, who got caught out of position. I don't know where he died. He's actually back at the base. He got Aghanim Center ulted, and he just died. Ugh. And the heart is now done for Vegas. So, alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. 27k net worth for the Anti-Mage. His MKB is actually just done if he buys it right now, but he won't have buyback. Tron's gonna come in. He's gonna hit Ditchera. Manta Style's gonna go. Illusion's getting slowed up. They'll die. Group Wave's dead as well. Ditch takes a decent amount of damage from his split shot. So Nico is here. He blinks away. Tron is not afraid of anybody. They still
Is
have this
he
ward coming
gonna
out.
go divine? What's his item choice gonna be?
Well, he might get caught out before he makes the decision. He blinks away. They're actually going to find out Rubik here. Meanwhile, Shackle's in some trouble as well. He's next up. There's the Ravage going. They silence him up, and he's going to fall as well. He's dead for 70 seconds, though. He does have buyback. Seniko is not as lucky. 2-2 tower now for M5, I think. And Ditch actually has to go back
is under
home.
attack.
I would actually consider buying a divine on this Medusa and just trying to end the game with the Sages.
Oh, you were talking about the Medusa. I thought you were talking about the anti-page. Just like, fine.
No, Medusa.
Okay, well.
Medusa currently has gold to buy a divine if she wanted to. She could.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I don't think no one has.
I mean, why would they
butterfly.
kill him
Radiant's top
twice?
tower is under attack.
I don't
They
think
have
they
to
can.
swap.
Radiant structures.
Well, it doesn't matter if
It's
they
like
take
he's
a
taking
different
a
tower.
safer choice. So.
Buyback coming in.
Alright, they do
Braun
buy
is
the
taking this
NKB,
tower.
so they have double NKB now on
Radiant's
the
top
void.
tower has fallen.
Is it going to be enough? They're going to jump in right now. They're going to pop the Chrono Spear, swap out. Blow Your Brain's going to live, but he's going to pop the Ravage. Not going to do anything. Ditcha slowed up, going to blink away. King R actually getting low as well. 2 dead, 3 dead now for M5. Meanwhile, they will hex up Cheshire Cat, who's done so much work on his own. The Mana Boy going to come in. The Age is still available for Tron. It will pop, but he's the only one alive. He cannot 1v5 this. At least I don't believe so. He's going to get jumped on. Telkin, he says Tron is in trouble. They're going to time walk as well. They will get the melee racks. They will get the range racks, but Tron is going to take a spell here. Double kill for Anti-Mage. They wipe the entire side of M5, but they get a set of racks coming out. But Ditcha and the rest of PR are going to push straight down mid. They're going to see who has buyback and who doesn't.
Good thing,
Dire's
that
middle
Medusa is not
tower is
me.
under attack.
see what he just fed at Rapier.
Seriously. Well,
I mean, that was just a really disastrous scene for M5. I'm not actually sure how that went so poorly.
they chronoed everybody except like the 2 cores. They killed all the supports and then the cores died in short order, I guess.
Yeah,
and
I
Cheshire Cat
actually
was
think
just-
it's like not having a BKB on this Death
Dire's
Prophet
middle
actually.
tower is
I
under
think a
attack.
BKB is actually more valuable than a heart, to be honest.
That heart did nothing for her. She died so fast. It was actually just ridiculous. So
You know, a lot
M5
of times heart actually is not that good on Death Prophet, especially in like most of the damage actually coming through is they do so much magical damage, and he just died to that. He ended up falling from anyways.
They're gonna jump in Chronosphere onto Tron. This is swap out onto Unstable. He's gonna fall. Now there's gonna be ultimate Tron, blow your brain. He doesn't have Ravage. He doesn't have Refresher either. Cheshire Cat low. He still doesn't have Time Walk Blink, and now they're gonna use the Mana Boy. They grab the kill. Medusa doesn't have buyback. That's huge. Death Prophet's back in. King R. Ghost Scepter's up. Vigas is here. Ditcha has to back away. No BKB. There's the Hex up going as well. Exorcism is not available. Ditcha is in trouble. Ancient Seal, no Manta style. He might have to use his buyback here. He won't have bots. They could not get anything done with the kill on the Medusa, although it was very important. But still, Vigas comes in. The Hex is up. No Manta, no BKB available, and they have to back away. They can't even take the tier 3 tower. Put some pressure on it, but not nearly enough. Anti-Mage buys back. That's interesting. I thought he was either going to buy back immediately or...
I don't know about that buyback. If they don't get a Rax from this, that's actually a really questionable buyback because
They're going to fight into Exorcism too.
well, the thing is that so you force the buyback on Medusa and then you kill it again. So Medusa doesn't have buyback for 5 minutes, and then you buy back on the Anti-Mage. So now Anti-Mage also doesn't have buyback for the next 6 minutes. So you put yourself in a position where you're
Shacklow, you're dead. Exorcism's gonna go. Ditch is trying to fight. He has BKB. He's taking a lot of damage from Exorcism. He's gonna jump in. The Abyssal Blade is gonna go. Can they do the damage here? Jump in. Chronosphere is ready for Cheshire Cat. He's gonna pop. They want Vigas. He shouldn't have buyback. The swap coming in. Vigas is just fine. They will kill the Anti-Mage. He has no buyback, by the way, for 1 minute. Oh, rather 2 minutes, I should say. And now also down in Cheshire Cat. Great swap from Unstable. It felt like that was the fight they had to take for Power Rangers. And now I think they just lose the game. Seniko's sitting in the trees, and they'll take a kill at least on King R. Blurbrain's getting low as well. There's the Ravage. They're going to connect on Seniko. Gush comes out. Blurbrain actually has to back. Wave of Terror is going to go. Blurbrain jumps in. Ghost Scepter's going to fly, so this command is not being done. Ern's going to pop. Meanwhile, Seniko will fall. He has no buyback. So now it's straight down mid, it looks like. Although no Exorcism. Medusa is back up. It's time to win the game, I think, for M5 here.
Medusa also has bots available. So oh, blue for free.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I'm sure there's a
attack.
way he could have avoided that, but
I don't think he saw it. And Man, I'm just not
Radiant's
sure
middle
about that
tower has
anti-mage
fallen.
buyback.
Radiant's middle
I think
tower is under
when you're
attack.
ahead in buyback situation and it gets into this late game phase, I think you don't buy back. You
Radiant's
just wait
middle
for the
tower
timer.
has fallen.
Unless there's a reason
Radiant's
to be
middle
buying
barracks
back.
are under attack.
That's just
Radiant's
such a
middle
risky
barracks
play.
has fallen.
They're gonna head bottom.
Radiant's middle
Just
tower.
can't buy us back, but at this point it seems like
He
it's
doesn't
too
even
late.
have Chrono yet. They're
Hex
just
is
gonna
up.
get Megas.
Yeah, tier 3 tower's gonna fall first. Cheshire Cat has Chrono in 5 seconds. His refresher's not nearly done. He's gonna jump in, Massive Madness. They will cold feed Tron, by the way. He's gonna go. Cheshire Cat is gonna pop. Vegas getting low as well. They're gonna go for him instead. Swap out on from Unstable. Vegas is low. He's gonna get bashed down. Lightning bolted as well. He will have buyback. Tron stays alive and TP's out. So he actually makes it alive. And they lose the mid set of racks. The top set of racks was already gone from the last push. Bottom tier 3 gets low. It's actually at 41 HP, but it will die soon, I imagine. And,
They do have the buyback on Vegas on the Death Prophets, so
I don't think they're really worried at this point.
yeah. I mean, and it's going to be so difficult at this point. Down 2 set of racks. You know, maybe if they can somehow get this refresher on Void and find a perfect team fight, then they can just win the game off the back of 2 Chronospheres, but they might have to win 2 team fights in a row like that because, I mean, soon this Deuce is going to have buyback again in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so it's going to be quite a while before this Faceless Void has his refresher orb.
Oh, he's ways away, honestly. The buyback really put him back. The Perseverance is done, but I mean, he doesn't even have an Oblivion staff, let alone the money for a recipe. So, Ancient Apparition J4 disconnects again, having some issues, it looks like, with latency or something along those lines. They'll probably be back pretty soon, but at this point in time, I mean, they're down 2 sets of racks. They're not getting GG out yet, obviously. They do have the anti-mage to work with. They could somehow, if they can bring down this Medusa, she won't have buyback. If they can bring down Death Prophet twice, she'll probably not have Exorcism for the second time. Unless she gets caught out without it first. So I don't know.
Well, he could be going for a refresher.
That would also that'd be pretty nice to have, but
I think that's the item you go late game on Death Prophet.
I think that's gonna secure them the game. 4.5k gold for Vegas as well. So I mean they're in a pretty good spot.
Quite a ways away from refresher with buyback though.
Yes. So the same thing about Cheshire Cat, but I don't
He's
know
probably
if
not
you
worried
really
about having buyback. I mean, his buyback's on cooldown anyways. 5
Yeah.
minutes.
At this point, I don't even know if they need a refresher to win this game. They just need one good fight for M5, and they pretty much just win.
Yep.
And they're going to force him to buy back. Maybe Vegas would rather not have to use it, but you might go for it here in 20 seconds. Do they have... They have Glyph. You might not even have to use this buyback. The 6 Snake is going to go, and they actually just clear the creeper. They don't even need to use the buyback. And PR, like... And that's probably a pretty big defeat for them, not having to force that out. So... Although Roshan is ready, we're going to try to take it here. And this should fall pretty quick. And Ditcha, he won't have room for the Aegis. So who does this go to? Maybe Cheshire Cat. Does he have room for it? Yeah, drops the kill, absolutely. Zeusol's going to go. They know that they're around this area. Sheep's Guard's going to fly. They might blink in. They force away. Ditcha and Cheshire are still going to work on Roshan. They have to go all the way around. It looks like they won't. Actually, Zeus grabs Mystic Flare. Swap out. Now the Ravage going in again. Cheshire Cat low. They actually break down the anti-mage immediately with the Exorcism. He is done. He has no buyback for some period of time. Siniko's getting right-clicked down, as well as J4. Exorcism getting just blown up, and Siniko falls. J4 is going to fall as well, it looks like. He's up on the high ground. Look, tear. Swap's going to go through. Doesn't even need it. It's actually on cooldown. Double kill for Tron. And Zeus is just going to... I don't know. Zeus is just trying to find a TP scroll and trying to get back home, but... I mean, your anti-mage is dead for 70 seconds. You have Chronosphere, yes, but... I don't think there's any way they win this one. The tier 3 tower is about to fall. Tier 4 is getting pushed into as well. The Moonwolves are dying. And yeah, I think this is about it.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Buyback from J4. That's nice.
Radiant's bottom
So
barracks
Zeus is going to work on the
attack.
melee racks. There's the Glyph
Radiant's
coming in. Cheshire
structures
Cat
are
comes in. There's the
fortified.
Chronosphere. King R is taking a lot of damage. Cheshire Cat is going to get hexed up, however. There's the Crypt Swarm, and he is going to fall down for 100 seconds. No buyback. That is going to be your GG. And Moscow 5 will take their first victory here for the Dota Pit League Season number 2 group stages. GG's called for Cheshire Cat. And it just comes down to Vegas playing a damn good game and Tron getting farmed. And although Ditchera had a really solid start. They could not take the game. M5 gets their first victory.
I think Blow Your Brain actually played a really important role in this game. I think had his blink been any later, this anti-mage might have just completely snowballed out of control, because they were able to actually use the blink Ravage coupled with the Skywrath a couple times and the Death Prophet to just kill this anti-mage and really slow down his ability to push and snow.
Honestly, the anti-mage had a rough game from the get-go. He knew what he was up against, but no. Yeah, I think that was probably the case. The anti-mage, he came out, you knew they wanted to deal with the Medusa. You knew the Medusa was going to be a problem. The Zeus last pick, I think it did a lot of work. The Faceless Void as well, but I'm not sure if they could have done anything differently other than pick better heroes in terms of locking down Death Prophet and Medusa. But really good picks from M5. They take a victory, and this is with a new roster with PGG gone. So that'll be their first victory here in Dota Pit League Season 2. We'll take a quick break, and we'll jump into game number 2 in just a second, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back.